and today I'm going to be taking a look at the 1996 Sports Extreme Action Man, and I'm also going to be taking a look at the 1996 Abseil Kit. So let's take a close look and see what they actually came with. Okay, so let's look at the figure first itself. This is the Sport Extreme version. It did get a re-release in 2002 as the Extreme Climber. It came with everything exactly the same. The only difference was the head sculpt, and instead of the head sculpt that I'll show you in a minute, it came with this later version. I have to say, this figure is quite special to me, really, because I remember seeing this and I was just like, wow, because I loved taking pictures with my action men when I was younger. And then this one came with the articulation, which was so poseable. It blew my mind. Because obviously before that we had like the 5-point of articulation with the arms on this kind of figure. So we had this one where the arms just went up and down, and yeah, the legs came out to the sides and stuff like that. And then we got the other version where the joints did move, but obviously not as great articulation on them, and the legs did also, but the posability just wasn't as good. And then this thing came out and I got it in my hands and it was like, wow, just like, look at this, everything that I can do with it. So I was very, very happy with this when I was younger. So enough reminiscing, let's get on to the actual things that he came with. So we do get this like harness, which is a gun holster. It's got lots of detailing in, looks kind of like leather, lots of clips and straps. It does have a hole on the front here so that you can put rope or string through so you can hang him, pose him a bit more. It also comes in handy for the Abseil Kit because you can put the grapnel through there. It just stores it a little bit better. So if we spin it round, you can see here that we do get the Action Man logo. And then we get this style of pistol, which we got with a lot of the earlier models. Still a very, very solid piece. I do like that one. No paint application, obviously. And then it just clips on here. But I think it sits on his body really well. And just adds to the effect. Then we've got these shorts, which are like a purpley, blue and grey camo. If we spin them round, we do get the Action Man logo on his butt cheek. It's just Velcro on the front. Mine do seem a little bit loose around the waist. And I can't really tighten them up. Then if we come down to these boots, or shoes should I say, nicely detailed, very good for like the rock climbing. They've also got the Action Man logo on the bottom. Just a thing to point out, I do have a couple of sets of these boots which I've bought in collections of Action Man stuff, and I've got some that are so solid there's no way you could even squeeze them onto Action Men's feet. Even by warming them up, they've just changed to like a solid kind of plastic. So I don't know whether that was a later version or whether they're fakes or anything, but just be careful if you're trying to buy these shoes. You're probably better off getting them when they're actually on an Action Man figure yourself, if you see them on like an auction site, because if you're buying them separately they might have had the same issue that I've got with a couple of them, because it's not like one or two, I've got about 3 that it's happened to. So that's just one thing to look out for. Obviously the ankle articulation works really well with these like pump shoes on as well. And then if we come up, we do get this style of sunglasses. So these are like the second version of sunglasses that we get, and they're moulded in the grey with the black paint on. You do have to be careful. A lot of the times these are missing, and I got this one especially for a review because I'd lost my glasses and mine snapped as soon as I tried putting them on the head. So they are a little bit fragile. I have managed to sort it with a little bit of super glue, but it's just another one of those things to keep your eye out for. And then obviously it comes with this style of head for the first version. Okay, let's move on to the Abseil Kit. So in the catalogues and on all the promotional things, this was shown as an accessory pack basically for the Sports Extreme figure. So there's a lot of things on here that are from the Sport Extreme. These shorts are actually a different one, so they weren't included in the pack. Obviously the gun holster was from the Sports Extreme. So the thing we get in the Abseil Kit is the grey t-shirt with the Action Man logo, and it just comes with Velcro all the way down the back. And then we get this leg harness here, which is basically the main feature. It does have a nice Action Man logo here, if we can move that piece of rope. And then it clips on here, here, and on the back just here. So it's really easy to put it on, and once it's on, it's very secure in there also. Lots of detail work through all the way lots of detail work looking like webbing going all the way around, and these clips too. That's a very nice look. And then I've just tied the rope here. I'm not actually sure how it was supposed to feed through, but then you get this gauntlet on his hand which has a hole going through it so that the rope can slide through easily. You get about a meter's worth of string, which is very handy for posing him and things. And then also we get this grapnel on the end, which is actually really good at holding on to things. It hooks on really well, and as I was saying before, you could probably store that through that little hole there, just so that it's always on him and you don't really lose it and it doesn't get tangled up so much. The next thing that came with this set was also this like Tech 9. I was never a fan of this gun really. There's not as much detailing as I'd like in the handle. I think they obviously could have done with a little bit more on there. It just looks a little bit plain, but it is a very solid piece, very easy to come across, and very hard to break as well, which I suppose if you climb in Action Man they might fall and get knocked quite a lot. So it's okay, it goes with the set really. Shame there's nowhere for him to store it actually on his body, because when he's climbing, what's he going to do with it? But yeah, that's the Abseil kit. I think it's a great addition to go with the Sports Extreme climber. So yeah, definitely advise trying to pick one of these up if you can. I almost forgot that also with the Sport Extreme and the Extreme Climber, you also got a grey suction cup, which was about this big, and it came with a rock texture in grey, so you could stick it on surfaces to pose your Action Man on. Unfortunately, I don't have any to show you. So that was the Action Man Sports Extreme 1996 and the Abseil kit. Definitely something I'd advise picking up if you can. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time for more Rawpain reviews.